Howdy guys, welcome back to another one. One of you guys requested this a while back, and I'm sorry I kind of forgot to do it. But anyway, we are putting the biggest size buckshot you can fit in a 12 gauge in a 12 gauge mini shell. Now what this is a Federal 1 3/4 inch 1 ounce rifled slug, as you can see by the RS right there. Yes, this was a 12 gauge Federal mini shell, 44 millimeters. If it's important to any of you guys, this does have an 8mm brass head on it, brass plated steel that is, with a Shadot CX2000, and it has been resized. And I have opened the crimp mouth up with a pair of pliers, just so you guys know. Now quad buck, like I said, is the biggest size you can fit in 12 gauge. I am using 375 cal. I think true quad buck size is 38, but that really only fits in thin wall European shells like a Shadot, Fiocchi, Rio. I have not tried it in these Federals, but these do have a little bit thicker, like a few thousandths, than a Shadot or Fiocchi or Rio. Not sure if they would fit in this, but the 375 cal do. And if you haven't noticed, I am doing this one outside today because, well, this is an incredibly simple assembly, no press required or anything like that. But these are tumbled and polished, again, 375 cal, and I do have them halfway powder coated with a mixture of red and green powder coat. I call this my weird fleshy pink watermelon color that I like to use for my 12 gauge zombie quad buck assemblies. We're using this stuff right here today. Actually, one of my favorites. It was the very first kind I ever got when I started doing this. But we are using an X12X gas seal. Nothing really special there, just an X12X gas seal and a 1/8 inch felt 12 gauge cushion wad. And guys, that's all this one is. We are not using an overshot card. We're not using buffer. This one is just getting roll crimped with the pellets acting as the overshot card themselves. If you can believe that. Yes, if your pellets are big enough, you don't need an overshot card. If you don't plan on using buffer. If you need buffer or you want to use buffer, well, obviously you need an overshot card. And guys, if you want to put buffer in this one, I suggest using a 3/4 inch bingo chip, because a normal overshot card is going to bring stack height up way too tall to be able to roll crimp this. And we are just using 4 pellets because that is all that will fit. If you're using a 2-inch mini shell, you might be able to get 6, but I don't know about that. That's for future me to find out. So 4 pellets of 375 cal quad buck is 0.71 of an ounce, which is barely below 3/4 of an ounce. So I'm using a powder charge for 3/4 ounces. So we are using 17.5 of this stuff right here, and that is a charge for 3/4 ounces in a 12 gauge mini shell. And if I remember right, when we have chronoed something like this before, the speed was right around 1300. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me, but that is what my brain is telling me. That's what we got before. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this in there. And that's all that, you know, I got a few little flakes out, but that's not going to hurt anything. That's all that takes, just 17.5 right there. Now we need an X12X gas seal. Push that down. That's in place. Now 1/8 inch 12 gauge felt wad. You could also use cork or fiber cushion. It doesn't really matter, but I have the felt in 1/8 inch, and that's what I'm using. Now, the hardest part of this, taking these pellets. I apologize if any of this is out of focus. This phone has trouble. Hardest part of this, stacking these by 2s. Drop them in and push down. So hard. And now, well, that is straight up just ready to roll. No overshot card needed unless you're, again, using buffer. And in that case, you want a 3/4 inch bingo chip. And that's it, guys. I have to say, that is one of the easiest things I've ever put together. Just a little bit of powder, X12X, filler, buckshot, roll crimp. Again, no overshot card, nothing like that needed. This is completely press free. If you're using the same gun you fired these out of, you don't have to resize your shells. And for a primer, well, just get a hammer and a nail and find something with a hole in it, set the primer over the hole, knock the primer out with the hammer and nail, and then get something hollow that will fit down inside the shell and place that on a hard surface, preferably not glass, and tap the whatever you have hollow with the hammer, and that will seat your primer for you. And then just do what I just did. Again, no press required at all. Guys, it kind of looks like it's about to start raining, so this video might end up being a little shorter than I wanted it to. But let's go ahead and roll that up, and then I will close this one out. If you guys want to see us do a range video on these, let us know. I'm sure Josh would want to do something like this. He likes the weirder stuff, as do I. But to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of mini shells. That's just me. And here it is all rolled up. As you can see, the pellets are not ever going to come out of that. The plastic is actually holding them in place very well. I tried to turn the one right there on the right with my thumb, and my nail just scratched the powder coat off and shined up the lid. As you can see, if the thing would focus, come on, you can do it. Yeah, there you go. It might turn just a little bit, but it's not easy to turn. There you go, guys. That looks cool to me, no overshot at all. Awesome. Obviously, the intended tool to use these in would be a single shot, or a double, or a triple barrel. And some pumps do have an adapter that actually will cycle mini shells, and I believe Mossberg actually makes one now, the 590S, I believe it's called, that will cycle mini shells no problem. So there are quite a few options out there to reliably get more than 1 or 2 or 3 shots off. That would be a pump with an adapter, or the Mossberg 590S, I believe that's what it's called. I remember over 10 years ago when mini shells first became popular, a lot of people on YouTube started making videos about them. They were all the rage, and it only seems like the popularity of them has been increasing in the last 2 or 3 years. A lot of people have made videos on these just in the short time frame, 2 or 3 years, including Paul Harrell, and ever since he's done a video, or actually multiple videos on these, it seems like more and more people are just, what will be the word for it? Infatuated with them, I guess. They are cool, but again, I think that regular shells are a better option. I do have a couple questions for you guys, though. What is your opinion on mini shells? Do you like them, hate them, indifferent? Also, have you seen any factory mini shells in anything but 12 gauge? Because I haven't. I also haven't bothered Googling that or anything. I just want to know if you guys have seen any. Obviously, you can make them for any gauge. But anyway, I think that's going to end this one here. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll get back to you. And we do have a Patreon, Rumble, Instagram, and a merch store. All of that is in the description below. If you guys want to go check any of that out, it would be greatly appreciated. But we will see you guys in the next one.